Passau is a town in Lower Bavaria, Germany. It is also known as the Dreiflüssestadt or City of Three Rivers, because the Danube is joined at Passau by the Inn from the south and the Ilz from the north. Passau's population is 50,415, of whom about 11,000 are students at the local University of Passau. The university, founded in the late 1970s, is the extension of the Institute for Catholic Studies founded in 1622. It is renowned in Germany for its institutes of economics, law, theology, computer science and cultural studies. History: in the 2nd century BC, many of the Wa tribe were pushed north across the Alps out of northern Italy by the Romans. They established a new capital called Boiodarum by the Romans, now within the Innstadt district of Passau. Passau was an ancient Roman colony of ancient Noricum called Batavis, Latin for the Batavi. The Batavi were an ancient Germanic tribe often mentioned by classical authors, and they were regularly associated with the Suebian marauders, the Heruli. During the second half of the 5th century, Saint Severinus established a monastery here. In 739, an English monk called Boniface founded the Diocese of Passau, and this was the largest diocese of the Holy Roman Empire for many years. In the Treaty of Passau, Archduke Ferdinand I, representing Emperor Charles V, secured the agreement of the Protestant princes to submit the religious question to a diet. This led to the Peace of Augsburg in 1555. During the Renaissance and early modern period, Passau was one of the most prolific centers of sword and bladed weapon manufacture in Germany. Passau smiths stamped their blades with the Passau wolf, usually a rather simplified rendering of the wolf on the city's coat of arms. Superstitious warriors believed that the Passau wolf conferred invulnerability on the blade's bearer, and thus Passau swords acquired a great premium. According to the Zeitung, aside from the wolf, some Kabbalistic signs and inscriptions were added. As a result, the whole practice of placing magical charms on swords to protect the wearers came to be known for a time as Passau art. Other cities' smiths, including those of Solingen, recognized the marketing value of the Passau wolf and adopted it for themselves. By the 17th century, Solingen was producing more wolf-stamped blades than Passau was. In 1662, a devastating fire consumed most of the city. Passau was subsequently rebuilt in the Baroque style. Passau was secularized and divided between the electorate of Bavaria and the electorate of Salzburg in 1803. The portion belonging to Salzburg became part of Bavaria in 1805. From 1892 until 1894, Adolf Hitler and his family lived in Passau. The city archives mention Hitler being in Passau on 4 different occasions in the 1920s for speeches. On November 3, 1902, Heinrich Himmler and his family arrived from Munich. They lived at Theresienstraße 394 until September 2, 1904. Himmler maintained contact with locals until May 1945. In November 1933, the building of Nibelungen Hall was announced. Intended to hold 8,000 to 10,000 guests, and another 30,000 in front of it, in 1935 the hall also became quarters for a unit of the Austrian Legion. Beginning in 1934, these troops had occupied a building that belonged to Sigmund Mandel, a Jewish merchant. That building, in turn, was referred to as SA Barracks. Beginning in 1940, Passau offered the building at Bra Currency Ugas 13 to Volksdeutsche Mittelstadt. During World War II, the town also housed 3 sub-camps of the infamous Mauthausen-Gusen concentration camp, Passau I, Passau II and Passau III. On May 3, 1945, a message from Major General Stanley Eric Reinhardt, unregistered trademark S-261st Infantry Regiment stated at 3:15 a.m., AMG officer has unconditional surrender of Passau signed by Burgermeister, Chief of Police and LT Col of Med Corps there. All troops are to turn themselves in this morning. It was the site of a post-World War II American sector displaced persons camp. On June 2, 2013, the old town suffered from severe flooding as a result of several days of rain, and its location at the confluence of 3 rivers' peak elevations of floods as early as 1501 are displayed on a wall at the old city hall. Floodwater reaches the base of that wall on average once every 5 years. Subdivisions. Till 2013, the city of Passau was subdivided into 8 statistical districts, which in general coincide with formerly separate municipalities. Since 2013, the city is divided in 16 so-called areas of open council. Main sites. Tourism in Passau focuses mainly on the Three Rivers, the St. Stephen's Cathedral and the Old City. With 17,774 pipes and 233 registers, the organ at St. Stephen's was long held to be the largest church pipe organ in the world and is today second in size only to the organ at First Congregational Church, Los Angeles, which was expanded in 1994. Organ concerts are held daily between May and September. St. Stephen's is a true masterpiece of Italian Baroque, built by Italian architect Carlo Lurigo and decorated in part by Carpoforo Tencala. Many river cruises down the Danube start at Passau and there is a cycling path all the way down to Vienna. It is also notable for its Gothic and Baroque architecture. The town is dominated by the Westoberhaus and the former fortress of the Bishop, on the mountain crest between the Danube and the Ilz rivers. Right beside the town hall is the Scharfrichterhaus, an important jazz and cabaret stage on which political cabaret is performed. Migrant entry point, due to its location on the German-Austrian border, and in the southeast of the country, Passau has become a major migrant entry point into Germany. Refugees and economic migrants from the Middle East, Asia and Africa who have reached Europe, often entering either overland via Greece or across the sea via the Mediterranean, then head north and sometimes enter Germany. In 2015 the BBC reported that traffickers drive migrants and refugees through Austria and leave them on the side of the Autobahn. The migrants and refugees then often walk unaccompanied into Passau, the first German town northwards. This situation has caused the government of Passau to divert funds from flood prevention to housing and feeding the refugees and migrants, around 10% of whom are unaccompanied children. Twin cities. Passau has 9 twin cities: Hackensack, New Jersey, USA, since 1952, Cannes-sur-Mer, France, since 1973, Krems and Erdenau, Austria, since 1974, Akita, Japan, since 1984, Mar-a-Lago, Spain, since 1987, Aljaska Copyright Budějovice, Czech Republic, since 1993, Liwatso, People's Republic of China, since 1999, Vispra Copyright M, Hungary, since 1999, Montecchio Maggiore, Italy, since 2003. Notable people: Michael Ammermer, one-quarter lair, a race car driver. Alfred Dick, a Bavarian politician. Hans Frühstorfer, explorer, insect trader and entomologist, born in Passau. Albert Ganzenmer, one-quarter lair, who served from 1942 to 1945 as the State Secretary of the Reich Transportation Ministry, born in Passau. Henry Gerber, early U.S. gay rights activist, born in Passau. A Heinrich Himmler and his family, Passau residents for 2 years from 1902 to 1904. Adolf Hitler and his family, Passau residents for 2 years from 1892 to 1894. Nikolaus A. Huber, composer. Bruno Jonas, a cabaret artist and actor. Joseph Maximilian Ritter von Meilinger, Bavarian general and war minister, born in Passau. Gottlieb Muffat, organist and composer. Anna Rosmus, controversial German author, Third Reich historian. Ludwig Schmutzeder, composer and pianist. Heidi Scher, one-quarter lair, a West German athlete. Florian Silberizan, German singer and television presenter. Georg Philipp Wa, paragraph RLEN. See also, University of Passau. References. External links, official website, Passau Wiki, Passau at FLICKR, Passau Cathedral, which is famous for its organ with 17,774 pipes and 233 registers, the biggest church organ on Earth, zoomable map and satellite overview. First stop for new arrivals in Germany, bureaucracy.